Well, we need to think of something else.
No. Really, you don't do it with one and you do it with the other. Come here.
Get over here, Wheezy. Wheezy.
Quit caressing the...
No
showing the butthole. So, okay. This is going to be included in my video. It's not going to be a reaction on its own because...
No.
It's not... say if this is a call-out video, I don't want, like, him... I don't know how he would be because I don't think there's only really 2 videos critical of him on YouTube.
Who, the kid?
Yeah. Bass Fishing Productions, which is what this is. And I kind of... So she knows I've been trying to do this video for, like, since January. And just things
Kid irritates the living piss out of him.
It's not him, really, although I think he's cringe, but it's not him. It's just the fact that so many people believe him. And I went to, because I was getting some more information, and I went to some axolotl breeders and whatnot, and I'm like, okay, obviously these are axolotls, right? And I had breeders telling me that I was the wrong one. I was the one that was wrong, and that... Anyway, this video seems to vindicate me. I've only skimmed through it to know that he's actually got axolotls in this, and that he's lied to the camera before saying they're tiger salamander larvae.
My next catch was what we were after, the axolotl. And this little guy was so cute.
You might be wondering, Bobby, you're not in Mexico where axolotls are, so how are you catching them in the wild? So basically, in Florida, there's a thing called a tiger salamander. And these guys right here are actually just baby tiger salamanders, but they look identical to axolotls.
Really? Larvae? That's what gets you?
It went up my nose.
And in this video...
Kid's stupid.
Well, I think it's not so much him that's stupid, it's the audience. Kids that enjoy the videos, seeing a bunch of animals, and then adults that like watching it with their kids.
Say it the right way and tell it how it's supposed to be.
But that's not my biggest issue with him. My biggest issue is 2 things. One, if he's not say he's got a hole in his head or something. That's another invasive that's in Florida. 2, what if some boomer watches these videos thinking, oh, we got more problems with invasive animals, and they just go in like Marco Rubio, wanting to throw in this whole white list again.
People need to stop.
And wanting to ban everything.
Just stop.
Because we know that Florida, it's run by businessmen. And the animal keepers and all that, they're really not welcome there. You're welcome as long as you're quiet enough. As soon as you start interfering with the realty and all of that, especially Rodney Burrito, don't even get me started on that guy, who's literally selling state land in order to build condominiums from his construction company, who, by the way, runs the FWC. So anyway, that's why I mainly have issues with him. And also one other thing, while I was skimming through, I saw a major issue. But let's go ahead and watch it so we can go ahead and get the video going. So let's start this at the very beginning, because we're only going to include certain clips. We're not going to include the entire video.
Bang! I just found this abandoned pond that is filled with axolotls. And my goal is to catch them all out and save them, because they're not going to survive in here much longer. You see,
you think?
For the past few years, this pond has been a breeding ground for axolotls.
Look at the size of that one melanoid. That's a little one. And notice they all have very bad gills.
It's not just axolotls in here. It's also full of a ton of other
the dolphin fish, the dragon goby,
what we're gonna find.
Some kind of frog.
We're going to catch a ton of axolotls because there could literally be hundreds in here. And to help me do that, I brought all of my nets and fish traps. So
I don't care about the fakeness.
All we can find. Now, since the axolotls are breeding in here, we have to be on the lookout for.
There's no way they're breeding in that. They would die within days.
And it didn't take me
Axolotls need clean water.
Oh my gosh, I think that's an axolotl. Oh my gosh. You cannot make this
up. That's a wild type.
Well, it didn't take us long to catch our first axolotl.
And it's very easy to tell tiger salamanders from, say, a wild type. Wild types have very reticulated patterns, and tiger salamanders have
we'll be exploring that later in the video. But first, let's
Pretty
take
much
this guy
very
into
just
the
green
bucket.
skin and gold
I
eyes.
then took another net,
Axolotls,
and I managed to catch another
not
fish.
so much.
This is probably the dirtiest abandoned pond that we've ever been in. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I can
you know
tell,
what?
and you're swishing them
Second
through
net,
it.
we already caught something else. That's a little angelfish. This is so cool, you guys. Is that a fish? What the heck is that?
So that's a dolphin fish. That's a mormarid.
Wait a minute. We've caught these in sewers before. I think you guys said they were called elephant nose fish. I mean, it makes
Yeah, elephant
sense.
nose.
They kinda
I
look
was thinking of
elephants.
Abba.
Look at his nose right here. Ew, that is just disgusting. Wow,
Ew.
crazier and crazier. What was that right there? I just saw something come up.
Yeah, it doesn't show him doing a full sweep, just dipping it in and...
What was that? There's two fish in here. One's an axolotl, and then we got some other fish. Look how small.
So
it is.
that's a little melanoid with really receded gills. Really discolored,
And then we
too.
got this guy, some sort of fish right there. I don't
That
know
is
what
a
that
silver hatchet fish. That's
We
a
added
common
both of them to the
aquarium
bucket, and
fish.
we kept exploring to realize
So
this
someone
pond
kept
was
all these in a
Oh
stagnant
my gosh.
pond.
Every single net, I was catching crazier and crazier fish. That is by far the prettiest fish we've caught yet. It looks just like a baby arowana, but I don't think.
I think that's a butterfly fish.
He's really cool though, so we're definitely gonna keep him. Clearly, there's a lot.
I actually
of
don't
fish in
fully
here.
recognize that one, but it's definitely an exotic.
So gross. But since there was definitely still fish in here, I had to keep going to save the rest of them. Anyone in here? Oh,
Oh, that's a dragon goby.
Oh, it's like an eel. Oh my god. Oh my god. No.
You've
You
caught-
guys, what the heck did we just catch?
You've caught...
Looks like an alien right there. We just caught ourselves an alien.
I've literally
Oh
seen
my
you
gosh,
catch
oh my
like
gosh.
3 of these in previous videos.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get him in the bucket before he escapes. There's some weird fish in here, you guys. That is
Kids love them.
Now,
I mean,
that was weird. What I
very
thought
energetic,
was even weirder.
very 3 a.m. challenge video vibes.
Ew. Wait a minute.
That's a Pippa Pippa.
Oh, this is a Pippa Pippa. We've never caught one before. These are extremely rare. We've only bought these. These are called Pippa Pippa frogs. And they look like freaking aliens. Look at that thing. He looks dead. But
So,
he's alive.
fakeness aside, I already know this is all fake, okay? And that's not really
I've never seen you guys.
the problem I have so much, although it is
They lay the eggs on their
and
back.
yeah, they have
And when
eggs in
they're
their
ready to
backs,
hatch, they crawl out of their
like a
body.
gremlin,
They're literally
mogwai.
like aliens. So that is a really cool find. We're gonna get him in the bucket.
I mean, it's not bad to be educational and show off these animals if they were in like his personal collection or something.
Right.
Come on, give me something.
But he's putting him in a net, and he's obviously throwing him in this sludge water.
Cool fish in here and axolotls. Oh, there's another angelfish.
And most of these axolotls have receding gills, so I don't know where he got them from, but they're not being kept in very good environments.
Is there anything else?
Not to mention, who knows if any of...
Ghost knife fish. No.
Oh yeah, you totally found that
We
one.
just caught 3 fish in one net. Let's get these guys in the bucket and we're gonna keep going. I took another net, and when I pulled it up, I noticed something crazy. Oh my god!
And yeah, no way, none of these animals are going to get sick after you swish them through this stagnant, dirty, bacteria-filled water.
It didn't stop there. In the same net, I noticed another axolotl. No freaking way, there's another one! Look at that, we got 2 axolotls.
Everyone
This one's big, look at that.
who told me I was wrong on Reddit and Facebook, amphibians, whatever.
They are literally loaded in this pond. So let's keep going.
Kiss it.
Catch some more. I took a couple more nets.
I can't believe people were telling... I've never felt so gaslit in my life.
Oh my god!
Some kind of goldfish?
Oh my gosh. It was a goldfish, and it was the fattest one I've ever seen. There's one right here.
That's a hyphen shark. That's a striped Raphael catfish.
And this one is called a Chinese hyphen loach. We don't catch these all that often, so that is really cool. 2 more fish. Let's get them in the bucket and keep going. Alright, here we go.
But yeah, fakeness aside, I mean, look how disgusting this water is.
Oh my gosh.
That's a...
Little albino bichir. That is so cool.
Yeah, bichir.
Bichirs are one of my favorite fish. They're so prehistoric looking. We got another fish right here. What the heck? I've never
That's a
seen
needle
anything
nose
like
gar,
that.
looks
Oh,
like.
we got another mystery fish.
Yep.
Comment down below if you know what it is.
Yeah, it's a
Now, we've
needle
already
nose
caught a
gar.
bunch of really cool fish and axolotls.
Also known as a silver pike.
But so far, we get this. Something crazy. Oh my god.
That is a giant... Is that an yeah, it's an Irwini.
That's even cooler than a ripsaw. That is by far the craziest fish that we've caught so far. And since you
That is the biggest Irwini I've ever seen, actually.
Those big fish of the night, that is a crazy find.
I want real bad. I had one, remember Neil? One that went...
We kept exploring. Oh, gosh. As I was searching
And,
for my
he
next net,
swashed him through that
another
nasty
big
water.
fish. It's a baby red-tailed catfish.
Baby
Oh my
red
gosh,
tail.
he is adorable.
A lot of them look
Well,
so
that's another monster
discolored.
fish. However, he's not fully grown. He's attacked. Ow! Oh my god! Something just hit my leg! Something just hit my leg! Ah! There were some really big fish.
Oh, did you hear that? He was attacked.
Well, whatever it is, we gotta get in there and catch it out.
Shock Pikachu
So I
face.
used another net and I managed to catch another fish. Oh, I think we got
Look at this.
What is that? It's colorful. That's a mighty
Wheezy.
right there. Wow.
Look at that.
He's got orange and white on. That is awesome. Well, the fish are definitely getting bigger, so let's
Okay.
get in the bucket and keep going. Oh my goodness.
Another axolotl.
This wasn't just any axolotl. It was actually one of the rarest.
Oh,
ones
wow.
in the
That one
world.
is.
I think
Oh,
this is the
that one's in
most
some.
axolotl, you guys. It is jet black.
Well,
That one looks horrible.
They're all white. Melanistic is when they're all black.
It doesn't have any gills. Look how skinny it
This
is.
is by far the best axolotl that we've caught so far, but who knows? There might be a
He looks like he's about to die.
Well, I was
Yeah. And, where did you get that one from? That's another axolotl.
I don't get how they can
It has
have
no
those. And then,
gills.
yeah.
It's very fat, but no gills. Which they can get bigger.
Wow, now we know there's
Finding
some
babies,
axolotls
okay.
in here, so let's keep going. Here we go. Oh my god.
No, that pissed me off.
Disgusting. Look at this. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my
That's a knife. No, it's an arowana.
That is an arowana. I got him. Look at that, you guys. We got an arowana.
I just wonder, because I know he has so many fish and it's always so randomized in his videos that you don't know which ones he buys or which ones, where he gets all of his fish from. Oh, okay, yeah.
That thing is huge.
Yeah.
That's a Bahaka pufferfish right here. We've caught these before, but this is a massive one.
Now you're getting into it.
So short, you did not want to get bit by that. Let's go ahead and add this guy to the bucket and keep netting around. I continue going deeper into the pond when
I just can't.
Okay, so what are my biggest issues right now? That he's sludging these fish through dirty water.
Nasty friggin' water.
And I said I didn't really have a problem with him faking the stuff. I withdraw that. He's faking it, and he's putting.
So bad.
They're all in this disgusting, stagnant water. They probably all died from some kind of bacterial infection afterwards.
Completely unexpected.
And I'm halfway joking.
There's something yellow in here. Oh, look at this. There
Is that a turtle?
What is that? Oh my gosh. It's
Yep.
a turtle. Oh my
That's an
gosh,
albino
it's so
red ear,
tiny.
I think.
I've never seen a turtle this
Yep.
small. And this is not just any turtle. He's albino. That is so cool.
And you can see the appeal to kids. He's going in these places rescuing and or catching all these different cool little animals. And gets millions of views, which means a lot of money in ad revenue because he's not cursing. He's fairly, that's a Tiger Oscar. He's for the most part clean.
That just shows, guys, we have
Like he used to be?
You don't hear it from me in the videos.
You
So-
used to be like that, but not like that.
Goofy. That's an electric blue crayfish. That's a big one too. Holy crap! Get a wheezy. But since we know they're fake videos, it's videos like this where he's sludging them through this disgusting water.
Yeah, it's really.
And then my other issue being that, like, lawmakers are going to see this and think that's a shovel nose. Wait, no, that's a.
I've never caught this before. That is so cool.
I've seen that.
Another ghost like this.
I forget what they are called, but he got that from predatory fins.
It's another
I know he got that from predatory fins. I forget the species, but that's a pretty exotic catfish. I just gotta remember the name of it. If I'm hoping I'm remembering a different one.
Is that venomous? I don't know snakes, guys. I don't do snakes, as you guys know. I am terrified of them. This guy's really.
Looks like a little ringneck. Yeah, it's a ringneck. Southern ringneck.
I don't think he's venomous because he doesn't have a triangle head.
We actually
Oh, God.
caught one of these like a month or two ago.
Don't bite me. Do not bite me. I guess we'll just let him go in the woods. I don't know what he was doing
Fight
in the pond.
him?
See you
That
later, buddy.
doesn't even have a mouth the size of my pinky.
Well, the kids that watch him don't know that. But I mean, a moccasin doesn't have a head that big, much bigger than that either, and it can still put some hurt on you.
Whoa, it's a big one.
That's a Pyar.
That's some of the biggest-
Hell no!
Check that out. Ow, ouchie.
Hell no!
That is
To the na-na!
there. We're gonna add him to the
Hell
bucket.
no!
I'm not expecting to catch one of these.
So-
It's one of my favorite fish. They get massive. and
Yeah, a Pyara.
Got some chompers on them.
A Pyara or a saber-tooth tetra. But if he says Pyara, it might still be a Pyara. Or was it a red-tailed barracuda? Nonetheless, they're very exotic tetras. Going to run you about $40 or so.
He thinks that might be a gator.
Clearly something big was down there, and I wanted to find out what it was. I think it's a big turtle, Helen. I'm going to grab it. Oh! I don't know where its head is. I got it. Oh my gosh. What is that? Oh, no way! Look at that thing!
Oh, so yeah, definitely fake. That's one of his Mata turtles he brought from home.
It was a Mata turtle. I thought it was an alligator. As you can see, the show right here. It was
This is unapologetically fake.
And I could have sworn a gator was down there, but nope. It was a giant Mata turtle. These guys are from
This is your pet turtle, and you have it swimming around in this
And
mud?
nasty.
It actually has a decent pond at his place with another one. Like, it's one thing to have stupid kids watch this and adults, but okay, at this point you gotta know it's fake.
However, the biggest ones are still to come. There were so many in here that I was.
Oh, we still got another 10 minutes.
There's another axolotl and some sort of catfish.
That
right here.
is,
It kind of looks like a Wells
that's a
catfish.
sun
I have no
catfish.
idea. That's really cool though. Axolotl, catfish.
All these fish are really discolored. Like they're dealing with, these fish were really stressed out, looks like. Now,
Why you put them in a freaking pond like that just to be
Yeah.
showing a stupid video? I'd be stressed out too, stressed and pissed. So
I was gonna give the benefit of the doubt and say I was being a cranky old man that I'm just taking this kid down. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think that the FWC should be called on this kid. I'm watching this now. He should totally have the FWC called on him. I hate to say it, but I think PETA needs to step in. This is just clear fish abuse. And animals like these amphibians, they breathe through their skin, their gills. Being in the stagnant, gross water is just going to hurt them. There's nothing positive about it.
no.
So he's clearly doing this. How many views does this have? 4.8 million views. That's a couple $1,000s in ad revenue that he's getting paid.
To lie.
Well, not just lie, but it's just.
I don't like liars.
Well, any video of his, it's pretty evident that he lies. Nonetheless, some of
That's the
his
reason why I cannot
I mean,
stand it.
his earliest content was fishing for bass, fishing for snakeheads, tilapia, Mayan cichlids, all that. And then there's some videos where he kept trespassing on a golf course, fishing. He kept going into this abandoned house on a golf course, catching stuff out of the pool there. There's another time he was, so you know how there's these areas at docks where you're not allowed to fish so people can feed the tarpon? He and his dumb buddy went in there at one of those places and fished for the tarpon. Is that? It's just not even funny anymore. We already know it's fake. But I mean, this is.
Did you see that?
This is just the 3 a.m. equivalent of fish content. The very hyper, hey guys, what's up? We are at this location. We're going to talk to the spirit of... Who's died recently? The spirit of future ghost Joe Biden, guys. We're going to speak to him through this Ouija board. Holy crap, guys. Joe Biden just asked to touch my wiener. Holy crap. That's how that's how 3 a.m. videos go. This video is going to be a lot longer than I anticipated.
If it's that big, why would you put a little trap in there like this big?
Yeah, a trap that he of course, he puts fish in. And of course, it's not the fake part I'm going to hamper on. I think
that's a discus. No freaking way.
Dude, discus need clean water. Holy crap, bro.
Oh my gosh!
Another axolotl!
Axolotl! It's a pretty big one too. Look at that. First albino one out there.
It has probably the longest gills of any of the axolotls in this video.
Where that came from. We just started. Let's get back in there and see
Oh, by the way, I checked his Instagram a little bit earlier, and he was actually recording looking at axolotls in a pet shop.
Oh my gosh.
A few albinos and some babies. Another albino!
Oh, like the biggest one we've caught all night. But that wouldn't last long because soon we would catch an axolotl that would make this one look tiny. That right there is the second albino axolotl.
Like, some of them are very well fed, you can tell, especially that one. And it actually has somewhat decent gills. Well, not anymore now that she's stuck in this dirty pond.
Oh, are you kidding me right now? Do you see the size of that axolotl?
Come on, shock Pikachu face for the thumbnail. Do that, the Chris Pratt.
You guys, this is by far the biggest axolotl I have ever seen. That's got to be like 14 inches long. That is so cool. We're going to have an axolotl.
I'm so sorry, little guy. Whatever pet shop put you in this predicament.
Look at this. That is 2 albino axolotls in one net. What a way to end it off. We're going to get these guys in the bucket with the rest of them, and then we're going to let our fish trap sit all night long. We're going to come back, and hopefully we catch something crazy. Yeah, so far this video has been insane. We waited a few hours. And
he has done other videos in like dirty ponds. This is by far the worst one I've seen of his videos.
Yeah, for sure.
This is officially his worst video.
That looks just like the other goldfish that we caught earlier, except he's like almost all white.
And most of these fish, I would say pet shops, some of them look like they came from predatory fins.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say.
Bichir, elephant fish, iridescent shark, and a couple of African cichlids.
This fish trap is literally loaded right now. What else we got? We got another handful. What the heck is that?
Wait a second.
We got
Is that a kangaroo?
What this one is? I have never seen this fish.
Or is it a blue whale? I think it's a blue whale catfish.
We're gonna get them in a bucket. What else?
If not, I think that's a kangaroo.
We got another gorgeous African.
I'll have to look it up. I think I've seen them before. It's either a blue whale or a species of kangaroo.
Look at that.
It's not even funny anymore. It's just all these fish were thrown into shit water.
Oh my gosh! Look at this. There's a giant Oscar in there. Oh my gosh! We got a bunch of fish in this cat, guys.
And you wanted me to watch this why? So I could just get aggravated?
Yes. So you could suffer with me. So you could, because when I first showed her, she thought I was being a joy kill to this kid, tiny Raphael.
Well,
She changed her perspective very quickly as I was showing her videos.
I'm like, the thing is that someone's sitting there is a girl.
Yeah, it's a girlfriend.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
Another axolotl.
Come on now.
Shush.
Another axolotl. 2 in total from this trap. That is so cool.
And they're all wild types and melanoids, so he could be reusing the same axolotls over and over. It's just hard for me to tell. That one was horrible looking.
Yeah, it was really
that one. I was gonna laugh at most of this, but that one killed the mood for me. That one was in some terrible conditions even before being thrown into the
a
sewer
nasty
water.
friggin'.
What the heck is that?
What is that one? I actually don't know what type that is.
Oh man,
Is that a jelly catfish?
Oh my god!
No, I know what kind that is. I forget what it's called though.
I think this is a Pac-Man catfish.
Yeah, Pac-Man catfish.
Extremely rare, and we've only been able to come across one
That
before.
definitely came from predatory fins because they just came in a little while ago.
So only their eyes and mouths stick up, and they wait for prey to swim right over them, and boom, they get them. So that's really cool. We're definitely.
I don't want one though. It's a pretty cool
fish. There's
fish.
something else in here. Oh, that's a big bichir. I definitely know what
It's like a freshwater lionfish that's fully freshwater.
Bichir right there, you guys. Oh wow,
That's a beautiful bichir.
That is so cool. Get him in the bucket.
And just look, they're all being tossed in a tiny little bucket.
And all together, we caught a ton of fish in all 3 of our fish traps, as well as earlier when we were netting around. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to bring all the fish, all the axolotls, and all the turtles
Back home!
into their new homes. And if you guys want to see me come back and do a part 2 at this crazy abandoned pond, go down there and leave a like and leave a comment. But for now, we'll see you guys
No.
in the house.
Please don't. And this is all I've seen of his fish room, other than his ponds. This is the only.
All of the axolotls got their very own aquarium, and the Matamata turtle went
Very own aquarium. Back into the same pond. Oh yeah, Matamata turtles, which are the South American equivalent of an alligator snapping turtle, and he put 2 frogs in there. Oh, wait, what was that one? Oh shoot, there was the one that was alligator in the sewer. Because I believe I actually read something somewhere. If I can go back to it, hopefully it'll show up again. So you can see why I've been so determined to make this video for a while. And let alone see some of the other things I have written down. All the abandoned pools. So the deleted video of him dumpster diving for fish, finding betta fish still in their cups, and putting them into a bird bath, which then all, in his words, vanished. Oh, by the way, finding dead lamprey in sewers. That's a little less
Dixie.
problematic with being fake, but it's still, I mean, hey. Finding lampreys in sewers, that's, nah. Although, also the mystery ponds, which should never be attempted. Man, that one video in particular, having the siren, the amphiuma, the jelly catfish, all those fish in one pond. And I thought it was fake at first until he poured them all back in the pond. Let's see. Mystery pond. Also buying fish that he apparently doesn't know anything about and just putting them in whatever ponds or tanks he feels like putting them in. I didn't see any of his tanks with goonch, and he says he has several goonch, and the one platinum one he said he had that he put in an outdoor pond apparently cost like $6,000. To me, it did not look like a platinum, but apparently it died. Apparently he says it got killed by the ripsaw in the big pond. Don't know how that's possible because ripsaws are pretty gentle. I've never heard of a ripsaw killing a tank mate. Oh yeah, releasing some invasives. That's pretty much it. So that's it for this reaction. Continuing to the rest of the video.
There's no reaction from me. I'm just pissed.
More me just talking about it. But yeah, that's my biggest issue is people thinking they're real.
And they're
not so much dumb kids and dumb parents and dumb old people that want to believe it.
Dang.
Because they believe everything they see on Facebook. Granny.
Yeah. For sure.
But lawmakers like Marco Rubio, who have fought for years to get a whitelist put on the books that would basically ban everything that's not on the list, or banning more species that don't need to be banned because they watch these videos and think there's a bigger invasive problem.
All he's doing is hurting.
And especially now, it's totally animal abuse because it's obviously fake, and he's putting them in this net and he's sludging them through this disgusting. Filthy water.
Yeah.
And this isn't the only video he's done it.
And
he's
if
done
anywhere there would be an alligator, it would have been
in
that
Florida.
one.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
So that's honestly what I thought he was going to catch.
I think he quit doing that because I think he's also not that bright with the laws and whatnot, because I think some people did call him out for that. And typically when something gets called out, well, except me, I've called him out in the past for the axolotls, but yet again, he makes this 2 weeks ago. So please don't.
It's just like, dude, learn your lesson, grow from it.
He's not gonna learn a lesson because, I mean, this one's got 4.8 million views. He's getting he's definitely getting.
People don't have anything better to do than sit there and.
He's definitely getting a really good paycheck from YouTube once a month.
For stupid people.
He's probably making more than whatever his parents are doing.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, for stupid people, he's making money off of you because you're dumb. Research your stuff. See what it is. It's not.
And before,
it's not.
For a second thought, I was just being gaslit. No, I have been gaslit. I thought I was maybe being kind of boomer brained, trying to find anything wrong with him, and that maybe I'm out of the loop and I'm just being a grouch or whatever.
Because that's what I said. You're just being.
But no, it's clearly animal abuse.
Yeah.
Towards fish, and no one thinks it's the same as the animal abuse videos I did. The feeding video I did. No one gives a crap about like feeding an iguana to a Pac-Man frog, or feeding baby turtles to frogs and turtles, or the salamanders to the turtles. All of those videos, the fight videos and all that. No one cares about them because it's cool, because it's reptiles and arachnids, and no one cares about fish because they're fish. Yeah. People do care about axolotls. That is one thing I'll say. People do care about axolotls. I'm really disappointed that more axolotl people aren't, maybe just because they don't know. More people should know about this, especially with how they all had receding gills.
Yeah.
Which it's possibly could be rescues. There's so many people keeping axolotls now, and not all people are keeping them how they should be kept.
Right.
They need cold water. They need clean water. And some people don't do that, and they get receded gills.
Yeah.
And that happens, but all of them had receded gills.
Yeah.
That one in particular was so skinny. Where did it come from? Was it his personal pet? Does he loan them out from friends? Does he loan them out from pet shops? In which case, you should all be ashamed of yourselves for how that one looked in particular, and for two, allowing him to do this to these animals. But he won't care until he gets slapped by either animal rights people, by fellow fish keepers that need to call him out.
And look, I sit there and I'm all for kids getting out and doing this type of stuff if it's legit. If you know what you're doing, if you don't, study some more on it. I did not allow you to be an idiot with stuff. You weren't allowed to. You had to, when you found something or whatever, you had to study it and everything else. But you weren't going out and you weren't hurting you weren't swimming them through nasty friggin' water and stuff. I just don't get it. I mean, where's the parents?
Well, yeah. Well, his parents, I've seen his dad in like one video.
Yeah.
But it was just him like passing by. And then his mom is kind of like that, hands off. Kind of like, oh,
you know
look at
what?
the pretty
Be
fish.
Hands on, and
I can't really blame her too much though, because he for the most part he looks like he knows what he's doing, but at the same time
he doesn't.
He does. Yeah, anyone with knowledge knows, because a lot of his ponds are severely overstocked. Mystery ponds should never be a thing, and it just looks like he is less of an animal enthusiast and more of a fish
collector?
A fish, not a collector.
A
fish,
hoarder?
A hoarder. A fish hoarder. Like so many of these big fish, and a lot of them have died. The paddlefish he had died.
That's sad.
I don't know if he still has that sturgeon. Sorry, Dixie. The platinum goonch died. Like the first video he has of an axolotl, which actually was a tiger salamander larvae. Yeah. It actually was. It died. Because he did not put it in something better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, he's been on YouTube for a little over 4 years, I think. But
he's not picking on him.
The problem is, another problem
I'll say that he's not.
No one else is really calling this out, and he's only getting validated. So he's
going to continue to.
The comment section is about 98% positive. Very rarely do I see people negatively talking about it. And definitely, there's no fish keeper. So it's either people aren't commenting on it, or he's curating that comment section. But none of my I don't think that's the point. I don't think he's done that, because my criticisms, those comments haven't been deleted as far as I know.
Stop.
But he's either got to get hit by fellow aquarium hobbyists, some animal rights activists have got to step in, or FWC has got to step in, because this is just a pond. Yeah. He's also been in ditches and these other creeks and stuff doing the same thing. And what if these fish get loose? That's more invasives.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not only that, some of the other videos he has released invasives. The thing
is that it's going to ruin it for everyone else.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think that's about all we can comment on this video in particular.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna edit the rest of the video out. So I'm not even sure I need to make a video. We pretty much covered everything in this video. I know I'm going to cover more of the previous videos. This was just one.
Hopefully, the older people will get on there and tell this kid, what the deal is, or he'll listen to someone else and not be a know-it-all.
There's one other.
I doubt it very seriously.
And Soda Pets is the only other channel that I've seen cover this. So continue on with the rest of the video.
And they're letting him. I mean, they're not saying anything about him.
Who
you just said?
No, those are the only two people I've seen call him out.
Okay, good.
One
people out there.
One other channel one guy, I forget his name, sorry, and then Soda Pets, and she did a video mostly because she's an axolotl keeper
Mhm.
from I think Australia,
Mhm.
but or New Zealand, and she mainly looked at the dumpster diving videos, which he deleted. So she is the only one with the evidence of that video even existing. Dumpster diving for and finding beta fish and bagfish and all that.
They
That
wouldn't do
that really faking that wasn't really the bad part, although he is basically making that business look bad if that was.
for real.
He's made this like small time, like it's like a pet shop ranch or whatever. It's like just some farmer garden keeping guy.
Mm.
And he came in and showing this place as a really abusive place, and there was nothing really wrong with the place. Nothing was incredibly dirty. Like the fish tanks were a little dirty, but by the time the next video came around, they were clean, so maybe they just had to be cleaned. The only thing that looked bad really was the emu pen. The emu was in a very small enclosure. Other than that, it wasn't really much that I thought was wrong with the place. And then there's also, of course, the one W he had, which I'll talk about in the main video. He went to like an Oriental like shop market,
Mhm.
and he bought in 2 videos. He bought a bunch of animals, and he really showed how crappy this market was. Really disgusting. Hundreds of frogs put in a tiny little
Yeah, but
thing.
that's
Soft shell turtles put no light, just in a cooler. There's really no way these things weren't diseased. Disgusting environments. And then I will grant him that he rescued some, technically stock, and they'll restock them later, but I'll give him credit that he took a few out. Only for him to not quarantine them and just turn them loose in his ponds.
what?
Yeah, he put the bullfrogs in the Matamata turtle pond, and he got some white eels and then swamp eels, and he released them into the monster pond, which also has snakeheads that arrive there naturally, which makes me think, okay, you got one good rain going. If they came in, they're going to be able to leave. And you just released mangrove swamp eels, which can travel the same way snakeheads can. You just released an invasive species. And then the turtles he also released into the pond, which weren't quarantined. And I would, if I was going to quarantine any animals, I would quarantine them from this place. So that's, anyway, I'm going to get on with the rest of the video. I just want to bring her in. And I thought this was going to be less than a few minutes and clipped up, but this is going to be a full-blown reaction added to the video, I think.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
on
a
with
lot.
the rest of the video. She's very unhappy now.
Very unhappy. I do not want to see animal abuse. And I don't get into that animal abuse. But what he's doing is, and someone does need to do something, because it's really frustrating when you see kids. Yeah!
That's why I said 3.
I can't. I just can't.
Man, 3 a.m. challenge videos were worse, but he's definitely like the equivalent of that for fish channels. But he's also the worst offender. I was going to make it about more people, but I think I've got plenty to do just with this
him.
one. Yeah. So,
I mean,
yeah, we're going to cover that.